In a world dominated by cats, the mice lived in constant fear. The feline overlords ruled with an iron paw, and any mouse who dared to venture out of their hiding places risked being pounced upon and devoured. But one brave mouse named Micardio had had enough. Micardio was tired of living in the shadows. He had heard rumors of a luxurious catnip stash hidden in the grand palace of Whiskersland, and he knew that if he could steal it, he could bring about a revolution. Armed with nothing but his wits and a few cheese-shaped spy gadgets, Micardio set out on his daring quest. As he made his way through the treacherous streets of Whiskersland, Micardio soon realized that he couldn't do it alone. He needed a team of mice who were just as daring and audacious as he was. And so, he began recruiting an eccentric band of rodent rebels. First, he met a skateboarding hamster named Radolf. Radolf had been yearning for some excitement in his life, and the idea of stealing the catnip stash appealed to him. Micardio outfitted Radolf with a miniature grappling hook, and together they began planning their next move. Next, they came across a techno-savvy squirrel named Squeak. Squeak had been a loner, spending his days tinkering with electronic devices. When Micardio told him about the catnip stash, Squeak knew he had to be a part of the mission. He rigged up a laser-activated scratching post that would distract any cats who got in their way. With their team complete, the mice began their infiltration of the Grand Palace. They tiptoed through the halls, avoiding the snoozing cats along the way. But as they reached the door to the room where the catnip was hidden, they encountered their first obstacle, a turbo-farting alarm system. Micardio couldn't help but chuckle at the ridiculousness of it. Farting alarms? This was going to be more comical than he had anticipated. With careful precision, Micardio and his team navigated through the gas-filled room, holding their breaths as they disarmed each farting alarm. Finally, they reached the room where the catnip stash was kept. It was a sight to behold. Shiny packages of catnip filled the room from floor to ceiling. The mice quickly got to work, loading as much catnip as they could into their cheese-shaped spy gadgets. But just as Micardio thought they had succeeded, a group of cats burst into the room, ready to pounce. The mice were outnumbered and outmatched, but Micardio had one final trick up his sleeve. He activated Squeak's laser-activated scratching post, causing the cats to be momentarily distracted by their own itching. With a final burst of energy, the mice made their escape, catnip in hand. They rejoined their fellow mice, who celebrated their newfound freedom with joyous squeaks and cheers. The feline overlords, without their precious catnip, were left powerless. From that day forward, the mice lived in a world where they were no longer ruled by fear. Micardio had proven that even the smallest of creatures could make a big difference, and he would forever be hailed as a hero in the world of mice. And so, with their hilarious mishaps and clever wit, Micardio and his band of mice successfully outwitted the feline overlords and liberated their fellow creatures, proving that sometimes, the underdogs can come out on top.